and exhibited originality and innovation at every turn. At UMB, our focus is built around people, service, products, and technology. These are the key to our present success and our future triumphs. At UMB, we're poised to make a difference not only with our customers, but also in the banking industry. We invite you to share in our future. Our future starts now with you.
From digital address GA0993341. This is Joy News at 6 with me, Benis Abubeidulansa. This bulletin is on Joy 99.7 and hits 103.9 FM in Accra, on Love 99.5 FM in Kumasi, affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions and around the world at myjoyonline.com. Coming up, 6 independent presidential aspirants take on the 2 leading parties vowing to break their monopoly in the country's politics.
We are wasting time. The time is now for us to come together, get these clowns out, because the NDC and MPP are not doing anything for us. Don't we get it, NDC and MPP?
We hear more from them as we bring you a wrap of what transpired during Joy News' maiden election debate organized with Imani Africa. Also, ASEPA rejects determination by Chief Justice that their petition to remove EC chairperson lacks merit. We have details as they hint of a review. And in business,
Registrar General makes progress with payment of customers of defunct fund management firms. We've got details at 6:15.
We also tell you the story of a 40-year-old widow who is struggling to fend for her children after being hit hard by COVID-19. This is your election at headquarters. We start off with some election-related stories. 6 independent presidential hopefuls mounted the stage last night to spell out their comprehensive policies in tackling the challenges faced by Ghanaians. This happened at the University of Professional Studies Hall during the Joy News Imani Africa election debate. The 6 Marie Kofi Ghani, Kofi Kranting, Samuel Oforian Pofu, Kalebo Morgan, Dr. Tom Asiese, and Onipayede Osonte took on the 2 leading parties, accusing them of retarding growth and development in the country. Listen to some of them on how they will manage the affairs of the country if given the opportunity.
We're coming in with a very skin-tight government. We have 10 ministries. And the reason why we need to do that is because we're going to run a tight government. More doesn't give you effectiveness. Effectiveness is what gives you effectiveness. 30 million people, we don't need more than 10 ministries to run Ghana.
This is what I will do. Our education sector, we are going to do more of practical works than the theory. Because when you do theory cannot give you anything unless you wait for the government to provide you with a job before you can be able to do it.
There is absolutely no way in this world we're going to be able to catch up and be globally competitive. We are wasting time. The time is now for us to come together, get these clowns out, because the NDC and MPP are not doing anything for us.
What I will do is that there are certain institutions in this country that we know they are very, very corruption infested. We know, and I'm going to dissolve certain.
Which ones?
If you push me to the wall, I'll say dead and bed registry. For me, it's the most corrupt infested institution in the country. I'm going to dissolve the institution, put in new staff. Those who have not had any touch with corrupt practices, I'll get them. And there are so many around. You will be one.
Well, you had excerpts of that debate organized by Joy News and Imani Africa. If you missed it, just get onto our YouTube page, Joy News, for that full debate. Now, NDC flag bearer John Mahama says he's committed to putting the destiny of development into the hands of the people by strengthening the country's decentralization process if he wins the 2020 polls. He's been speaking at a meeting with Civil and Local Government Staff Association in Accra as part of his campaign.
The government has enabled the hijacking of the civil service by political assistance, eroding political neutrality and expertise, leading to a breakdown of trust and consequently disillusionment and low morale within the leadership and rank and file of the civil service. If the civil service is to fulfill its role in delivering public goods and protecting the public interest, it must be more resilient and more efficient and more effective, and it must deliver outstanding results to achieve this. The place of the civil servant must be restored and strengthened. The following are suggestions for consideration. A more forceful and focused ministerial realignment process will benefit both the central and local government. To promote political neutrality in the civil and local government services so as to minimize undue political influence, which is inimical to the growth of these services.
The NDC's flag bearer, John Mahama, there. The executive director of the Alliance for Social Equity and Public Accountability, Mensa Thompson, has hinted of plans to challenge the dismissal of his petition for the removal of the EC chairperson. Mr. Thompson had petitioned the president for Mrs. Jen Mensah to be removed from office for failing to declare her assets within the time frame stipulated by the Constitution. But the Chief Justice found no prima facie case against the EC chairperson. Mensa Thompson disagrees and hints of a review.
Definitely not. That cannot be the end of the road. I mean, we believe we have a very strong case for the removal of Madam Charlotte Osei. I mean, if you look at the asset declaration law, it is very clear. The law does not say that you can declare your assets anytime and then once you declare, it means you are good to go. That is not the position of the law. No, we are going to consult our lawyers and we'll make a final out on that.
Private legal practitioner Samson Ladi Ayenene, whilst agreeing with the Chief Justice, also noted he did not err procedurally as being claimed by ASEPA.
If a prima facie determination is made, that is only when a committee is set up, and then you will be invited, and then Jen Mensah will also be invited, and both of you will appear together with your lawyers, and then the case will now be heard. Then you provide, if there is further evidence you want to tender, then you provide them to prove your case. And then at the end, when they are done, they will take their report to the president and the recommendation to the president, and the president will take the action. It's not what Thompson is asking for. He's wrong.
You had the lawyer Samson Ladi Ayenene. Now, fishermen across the central region have started a one-week protest against the activities of CICO, the transshipment of fish at sea in Ghana. The fishermen say they are fortified by the revelations in Joy News' Hotline documentary. Richard Kojanyako has more in this report.
The flags that are hoisted on the canoes that are either flags of football teams or countries have turned red. The men, the women, and even the children are in red because what they depend on is under serious threats. It's a protest against CICO, the illegal transshipment of fish at sea. Ken Arthur is the regional secretary of the Canoe Owners Association.
If someone is in red, it means there's a danger. But this one is a danger against our livelihood. As fishermen, we are supposed to be in the bumper season of the year, that is starting from July to September. But as you can see, the whole place is dry.
Richard Kojanyako there. Now to our COVID-19 impact series. Today, we focus on a 40-year-old woman who's struggling to fend for her two children after the pandemic caused her to lose her source of livelihood. Joy News' Annabella Ohinijan has more.
Nightfall is the best time for Theophilus Akoto to study. He's a final year student, readying himself for this year's BEC. But Theo has many hurdles to leap. Tonight, like many other nights, Theophilus and his brother would be going to bed with no food. As he flips through his books, his legs are swallowed deep in the bucket of water. I asked him why.
In school, my teacher once told me that when he was young, he normally do this to learn. If you're hungry, I say sometimes if you're hungry, it forces you to sleep. So if I'm hungry, then I don't want to sleep. I just take the bowl of water and place my leg inside and take some water beside me and start drinking.
He lives in an uncompleted building at Agape Town in Ablekuma. Before COVID-19, she was fetching water for building construction sites. When the pandemic hit,